Hi everybody, my name is Lindsay. Thank you for joining me today here in the beautiful Okanagan. Spring has sprung. I've got some Saskatoons flowering right behind me. Everywhere there is medicine, and so I'm specifically going to show you today how you can identify poplar trees so that you can pick buds and make your own infused oil, poplar oil, or also known as balm of Gilead. So just a heads up, right now it's mid-April, and in the Okanagan it's actually too late to collect the poplar buds, but that's okay. So in certain regions, like if you're going to be heading more east into the Kootenays or the Rocky Mountains, you can still collect those buds. It's still early enough, so it just sort of depends where you are. It's the best time to pick them is actually around like March, February, sort of late winter. And if it's too late in your area, that's okay. You can still do this walk and learn how to identify the tree and how to collect the buds so you're prepared next season. So why would you care about collecting poplar buds? Well, this amazing resin that is in the sap is actually anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, analgesic, and anti-rheumatic. And once infused with the oil, it can be used for many things, such as sore muscles, bruises, sore joints, arthritis, skin irritations, such as eczema, cuts, rashes, or burns, psoriasis, insect bites, stings, sunburns, athlete's foot, dry and scaly skin, chapped hands or cheeks, as well as for diaper rash, and can even be used for colds, like rubbing on the chest. But a warning and a caution, people with sensitivities to aspirin or tree allergies should definitely not use this because of the salicylic acid in the resin. The intention for this activity is really about connecting to the land and the environment around you and becoming familiar with that process. So hopefully after this, you'll start to recognize the poplar trees and their habitats. So yeah, let's go hunt for a tree. Before you leave, make sure that you grab a plastic container of some sort or a plastic bag. Even a glass jar will work as well. And your nature journal if you opted in to do a nature journal, and your pencil. There are 3 trees that we are looking for here in the Okanagan that contain the medicinal properties we're looking for in the resin. One of them is balsam poplar, which is pretty widespread across North America, narrow leaf balsam, and the black cottonwood, which is what we're looking for here in the Okanagan. And as you can see behind me, we are in a floodplain. That's where they like to hang out, is near water. So any place near a creek, a river, or a stream. And actually just up here we have found one, so if you want to come follow me. Here's what an older poplar tree looks like. It'll be sort of a dark gray and have these deep fissures as well. Once you're ready to actually start collecting your buds, I have here a younger tree, so the bark is slightly more smooth, but still dark gray and a bit furrowed. And the first thing you want to do is make sure that the buds are still closed. Then look around, scan the floor to see if there's any downed branches or twigs, because then you can take all of those buds. Otherwise, if you're harvesting from a live tree, please harvest sustainably. So don't take more than 1/3 off of like a branch or a twig. And yeah, just double check if you're not sure what kind of tree it is. The leaves and the buds, well, hopefully not the leaves. If you're collecting the buds will still have that sickly sweet smell, and that's another cue that you're at the right tree. One more thing, guys, please don't pick the terminal bud at the end of the branch here. It inhibits the growth of the branch. So now I'm going to bring in the mindful component. This is where you'll take out your nature journal if you opted in for a nature journal. And you're going to start by connecting with your senses. So I drew a little picture here, and I labeled all the parts, what the bark feels like, what are the smells. It feels big, it feels rough, and maybe there's a bird's nest up there, and so I write down a bird's nest. Just what details do you notice? So little kids can draw this out and they can practice their writing. This is also a time for you where you can observe and and reflect as well. So by tying in connection, I'm going to pose to you a question of what does this tree remind you of? What, for myself, when I think of poplar trees, I think of being a kid climbing trees when I was really little. I think of summertime because of the smell, and I think of my grandparents' house because they had these huge balsam trees in the backyard. So how much to pick? Well, the ratio is about 1 to 2. So 1 cup of buds to 2 cups of like olive oil. This is what my jar looks like right now. And you can keep it in there for about 6 weeks to a year. The longer you infuse the oil, the more medicinal properties you'll get in that oil, or the stronger it will be. You could also do it the quick way, which is through a double boiler system, and just double boil those buds in the oil overnight, like at least 5 hours. So that's another way you can do it. And if you want to make a balm of Gilead, there's recipes online of how you can kind of do that. But just make sure as soon as you collect your buds, when you get home, put them in the oil right away. That's it. Thank you for joining me on Living Nature with Lindsay. Just a reminder that you can subscribe to my channel for future videos, you can share, you can like, and you can comment on your experience. You can also follow me on Instagram.